Hey folks, I have not seen you all get so upset. Holy cow. I was carousing through the Facebook group, and then one individual posted that the demise of the Ford Edge is near. Yeah, I've heard rumors of it in the past, and I'm sure all of you, if you weren't paying attention, do a little digging, you probably know what's going on. A little bit of history of the Ford Edge. Every year it has a generation, right? And we've gotten, essentially, if you want to really look at it, the Ford Edge has been around since 2007. It started out 2007 through 2010. We had the first generation. Platform was, basic. And then they went and updated the platform, but kept the same old platform. And that was the 2011 through 2014. And then for 2015, they updated it to the essentially the platform for the Ford Fusion. And they're getting rid of the Ford Fusion. This plays a big part. They then went in, and for 2019 or so, they came up with the update to the platform. So we got essentially a 1.0, a 1.5, a 2.0, and now essentially we could say our 2.5 version for the 2019 Plus. Now this platform for the 2019 Plus, along with the previous one, were based off the Ford Fusion. Okay, they are making moves at Ford to update things, and Ford's goal is not to have a lot of platforms, but to have a few platforms. That's what they want to do. They want to consolidate platforms. They want to make the systems modular, and essentially they want to make, like, for example, one PCM will basically do the job for all different types of vehicles. They might have one PCM for a slew of different vehicles and another PCM for another different groups, but maybe knock it down to just 3 different types of PCMs. They want to make the platform so that they can use the platform across all different models. So really that's what they're doing. Hang on, hang on. There you go, my door just blew shut. Anyway, that's what they're doing, and they're trying to consolidate. Now, why are they doing this? One, save money, right? If your platforms are consolidated, you can build far more stuff based off of that platform, and really all it is basically a sheet metal change. Just think of it as a skateboard. You can do all sorts of things with it, and you just put something else on top of it. And that's really what's happening. As far as what they're talking about, maybe things are moving forward a little faster because, as with all things, again, the bean counting comes into play. They have Oakville up there. Oakville makes the Nautilus and the Ford Edge. They don't make anything really else other than that now. And here's the rub. Ford is going to move the Nautilus, essentially as predicted, in 2023 to China. Now I'm thinking that's going to be a death knell for the Nautilus, because some Lincoln and Ford folks are probably not going to like that. So that will probably kill some sales there. But in the same token, Oakville has contract, union contract, all this other stuff coming up in September. Now, is it better to renew a contract for a platform that you don't really want to keep, and then keep a manufacturing facility that you don't really want to keep? Could they be leveraging this for something? Okay, will they leverage it to say, well, maybe we will make the new vehicle here? Maybe not. Maybe we'll move it back to the United States or to China or someplace else. There's a lot of business negotiations that are involved in this, and they can basically hold this over the head of Oakville in the manufacturing process to go with it, and there's a lot that goes into that. But essentially Ford wants to move the Edge to a hybrid EV platform. They've got the platform, maybe some modifications to it, but essentially if they do kill the Ford Edge, it's going to not come back as a Fusion. It's not going to come back as an Edge. It's going to be named something else that is more updated to the fact that it will probably be a hybrid and EV type platform. So you'll be able to buy two of them. Will it look like the Edge? No. If you look at the Ford Edge, it's been sloping the nose. It's been sticking it out further. It's all part of the game plan. They're going to change it. Now, like I said, it is 2020 right now. The Edge has been around for how many years? Since 2007. So we're looking at 13 years of a car platform, of a brand. And yes, some run forever, but that doesn't mean they have to run forever. Again, Ford has killed off products like this. Ford Taurus, for one. And then if you look, what did they do with the Taurus? They brought it back as a 500 as a high headline coupe. In other words, they raised it up. Okay? This is what's probably going to happen. They're going to essentially come out with a best of both worlds, and they're going to essentially mate the Fusion with the Edge, and they're going to come up with a car SUV look. And it's going to be a hybrid and EV. That's my prediction. Will it be made in Oakville? Well, that depends on the contract negotiations and what Ford has planned. There's plenty of manufacturing space in the United States. They don't have to stay in Canada. Is there plenty of manufacturing space in China? Yeah, but I don't think that's going to work well for Ford either. So I really do predict it's going to be somewhere in the United States is what they're aiming for, because they're going to have a lot more incentives to go that route, or Mexico. Okay? I would not put Mexico out of the contender list at all at this point, just for that reason. Okay? We got the North American Trade Agreement, whatever, the new USMCA took over from the NAFTA, so now we're going into the whole U.S., Mexico, and Canada thing. But that doesn't mean that Mexico can't buy for Canada's lunch. That's right. So Mexico might eat Canada's lunch in this if things don't go the right way. So that's all negotiations. That's what's going on with it, and I'm sort of surprised, but I'm not entirely surprised, folks. I've been reading up on this years back that they're heading towards integrated platforms, and this is all part of the deal. The Ford Edge has pluses and minuses with it, yeah, but it's sort of in the 5-passenger car area, because it doesn't have a third row, and some other vehicles that are contenders with it have a third row. Although they're not big third rows, they are still third rows. So do they keep with the 5-passenger thing and turn it into a hybrid that is more versatile? That's the question. And that's really what I'm thinking they're aiming for. Now, what are they going to call it? I don't know. I haven't heard any names. I've seen suggestions, but that's just suggestions. It's not from Ford. So you are looking at all this going on, and quite frankly, you know, I'm like, hey, Ford, don't do it. You know, I like the Ford. I love the Ford. I own 4 Ford Edges. I mean, who's could be more? I'm more of a fanatic than probably most of you, in the fact that I built a whole platform around it. Okay, a whole YouTube channel. But you know, what can I do? I'm definitely not a voice in the Ford world, so I'm just a guy here making videos on the cars that that I like to drive. But stop and think about it. If you really think about what I'm going at, I'm sure other people will have comments down below to what's going to happen, and you in the Facebook group will also have a lot to input about this. But in reality, yeah, I can say it's mostly driven by the fact that Ford is pushing hard for the hybrid EV market. They want to essentially eat Tesla's lunch too. So, they're going to grab a part of that pie, and that's what they're aiming for. And if they have to sacrifice the Ford Edge to do it, they will. And you know, it's all about money, folks. You got to keep the production lines running. You got to provide the people with the type of vehicle that they want to drive, and EVs and hybrids are where it's going. Okay, you know, I'm old school enough. I'm still doing the old gasoline thing, and I got my 2019 Ford Edge with auto start stop and all that other stuff. You know, EcoBoost, but you know, who's to say that my wife won't want a hybrid or EV? I don't know. You know, I think you know, she has a hard enough time plugging her phone in and remembering to charge, and I don't know what she'd do with the car. I love her, but if your phone battery's dead all the time, there's no hope for you with an EV. No hope whatsoever. But I jest. I love her. But yeah, that's where it's going. That's what I see happening, and you know, it's just coming down to money, folks. That's really what it is. What do we want to do in the future? And Ford's looking and propositioning and posturing themselves for that direction, and that they're not unlike Chevy, Chrysler, or Fiat, or whoever they are. They're all doing it. All car manufacturers are working to get a piece of that EV hybrid pie, and that's really what this is coming down to, is get that piece of the pie, and the one with the biggest piece wins, right? So that's where they're really going with this, and it can be seen in the trucks, the cars, and everything else. So don't get too bent out of whack on this, because I'm thinking it's going to happen. When it is going to happen is another question. When are they going to cease manufacturing of the Ford Edge and go into the new product? I'm thinking we got a good another 3 years before that happens. And then when that does happen, then, you know, then that's it. Of course, it could be shorter, you know, depends on what they're doing and what their agreements are, you know, but within 3 years, we're definitely going to know where we're sitting, and it may not be in a Ford Edge. So we'll just have to wait and see. You guys keep your ears to the rail and listen for anything that's coming. And if you do see it, let me know in the Facebook group. And then maybe I could do some more research and call Ford or whatever I got to do to see if I can't get some answers. Not that they listen to me too much, but you know, you never know. You might get little tidbits here and there from people. But that's primarily where I'm heading on that. So, you know, as far as the Ford Edge, now this group's going to be around a long time, because Ford Edges need to have maintenance and repairs, and that's really what this channel's about. So it'll stick around for a lot longer than what they, even if they stop making them. There's no problem, because they always need work, right? And I always got videos. Now, you know, would it change? Yeah. Who knows? I might change over to different things, but that's still too far in advance for me right now. I'm going to live the world today and enjoy it. So I want you all to live the world today. And speaking of living the world, hey, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day, and I want you to have a great day. Remember, like, subscribe, join MACTFORDEDGE on Facebook and also on YouTube. Subscribe there. Band of One's always got some great music, and Mercy Girl's got a couple one-liners for you.